Surprise, everybody. Yeah. Happy Thursday. Happy day of Thurs. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. All right, let me get the chat up here so I can see Lil Bell 98 in the house. Okay. I know I'm starting a little bit early, but that's because I had a couple of things that I wanted to go over. Listen, it Grays is like the Shenanery Show. I love that. I need that on a shirt. Jess says, Ready Freddy. Love that. Or I'm sorry. Oh, it says Jess right beside your name there. But okay, it put it up at the end. Sorry. For me, the Jess part is over here. So then when it popped up on the screen, I was like, wait, where did the Jess go? Anyway, sorry. It's technical difficulties. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. Jazzy in the house. All right. Doris in the house. What is up? What is up? Who's on your shirt? Okay. Today's fit is Fit Flavor Fun Crunchy True Tide. If you have not seen that video, you should definitely go watch it. It is my interview with the CEO of a pharmaceutical company, and it's phenomenal. So you should go watch it. If you would like a Fit Flavor Fun shirt, they are linked. They are in the description box. They are linked on all of my videos. I do not get any money from those shirts. You are helping to support a small business. So yeah, it's just fun. But anyway, Losing It Grace, thanks for asking what's on my shirt. I couldn't decide. It was either going to be Ace Ventura or the Fit Flavor Fun shirt. And I was like, let's brighten it up. Let's do the Fit Flavor Fun shirt. So I was feeling the colorfulness of the shirt. Okay. Hey, Kate's in the house. Hiya, dude. Bring it on. Oh yeah, you know me. I'm always jumping on here early. So I wanted to, I missed a whole bunch of people because everybody started commenting all at one time. It was like, hey, and then it was like, the wave of comments came in. So if I missed your comment, please don't hold it against me. So just a couple of things that I wanted to bring up. I got some really great questions on my videos here recently, and there were a few that I wanted to just go over tonight. And before I get into all of the questions, just remember, if you put QQQ right in front of the questions, that helps me to see it. Because like I said, like comments come flooding in. And I also wanted to mention that tonight's live is brought to you in part by TryShed.com. And I am partnering with TryShed. I have a coupon for 30% off, which is still good. I keep telling them, we got to keep this coupon going. We got to keep the coupon going until everybody gets an opportunity to get that 30% off. And the pricing specifically for tirzepatide is very competitive. So definitely take a look at that. Just to give you the update, I am finishing up my trial period of Sermorelin. And if you're not sure what that is, it's a peptide, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about it. So that is coming to an end. So make sure if you haven't subscribed that you hit that subscribe button, because I will be giving my full review and opinion on it. Spoiler, it's going really well, but full review coming soon. So, okay. All right. Now that we kind of got the housekeeping stuff out of the way, let me jump in here. Hey, Mags Martin McLeod. Catching my first live. I'm normally in bed this time of night. It's after midnight in the UK. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. Listen, since you're here, if you have a question, right, just hit that QQQ and let me know, because I'm here for you. And I love that you made it to a live. Hello and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Does everybody have all of their holiday shopping done? Okay. I try to do my shopping all throughout the year, and it keeps my stress level low. So let me know. Are you still doing holiday shopping? Are you panic buying? Are you concerned with the shipping delays that are everywhere right now? It's like, I feel like Amazon is constantly telling me, we're sorry for the delay, even though we said your stuff was going to arrive today and you were watching for it very intently. It's not going to show up. But, what can you do? Hey, Erica's here. Hey there. How's it going? How's it going? 29% weight loss absolutely belongs on a t-shirt. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I concur. Hey, it's my bitter chickie. She's here tonight. Hello, strangers back in the land of the living. I'm so glad that you are. I'm so glad that you're here. So if you haven't checked out the community posting that we're doing right here on the YouTube channel, make sure when you leave the live, you go check that out. You can see it kind of on your, like, the main page of my page. You can post there. I'm still trying to work out the kinks. For some reason, it's not notifying me when there's a new post. So it's all new to me, so just bear with me. But yeah, make sure you check that out, because we did lose our Facebook group and I was super disappointed about that. But it's okay, because we're getting the posts going here and everybody's loving it so far. Hey, like to make things. Me too, Karen. Karen's here from Vancouver Island, Canada. Hey, that's awesome. I know we have quite a few people that tune in from Canada, and I love that. You guys are all over the world. Dor says, I'm obsessed with the Kevin's video. How so cool. How do you do them? Yeah. So it's an app that you can get on your phone. It's called Sora, Sora, and it is an artificial intelligence, right? An AI app. And you can create little characters. And I mean, you can't have, like, people with like real faces type thing. Like, I can use my own face. So it does have some rules in it, but you can create characters. And so I've got Kevin. And so it's me, Fit Flavor Fun, and Kevin, Fit Flavor Fun. And that's how I'm able to make those videos. I'm glad that you're enjoying them, because I am having a blast. I have a ton of them, because they're just little short fun videos. I have a ton of them, and some of them are really fantastic. So I just keep pumping them out every day. So, but thank you. I'm so glad that you like them. I am going to be doing some other shorts, right, where I'm talking to you and it's just me. I'm just giving it a little bit of a break from that, because it's a lot of videos in a day, right? So Sherry's here. Hey there. Regina, she made it. Excellent. Okay. What fun flavor water? Fun flavor water. What fit flavor fun water are you sipping today? I am sipping the sweet tea. It's a 0 sugar sweet tea. But this is my Stanley in the color Meadow, because I had somebody who asked me that. So now every time I'm like, this is the color Meadow. Green is my favorite color. So that's why I got this one. And I got a new topper, and I'm going to show it to you guys because I'm obsessed. I got it off of Amazon, and I'm going to hold it up close so you guys can see it. Do you see all the sushi that's on there? Look how cute that is. So for those of you who may be new, I struggle with getting in hydration. I mean, I struggle. I struggled before I got on a GLP-1. So now that I have fun stuff, right, it encourages me to get in the hydration. So let me know what you guys are drinking. Oh, that sweet tea good. Real good. Jazzy said, you are killing it with the Kevin videos, girl. They make my day. I'm in the unit laughing my ass off. I am so glad. Listen, we've got some doozies coming up. So you just keep on enjoying them. I'm not going to lie, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've also got some videos where it's just me. Like I've got one where I'm riding a dragon, because let's face it, when you are presented with an opportunity to create something with AI, you should, in fact, type in the prompt that you want to be riding a dragon, right? I think everybody would agree. Riding a dragon, riding a unicorn, riding a griffin, being the queen, right? With all the people, like there are just some things, especially us readers, right? That we want to see come true. Like I want Kevin and I to be in Winterfell, right? With like the big, fuzzy coat and the thing. And we're, walking along and we're in Game of Thrones. Like that is the most important part of having AI. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking. So, Jazzy, I love that you are loving them. Thank you. All right. Susan's here. Hello. So glad you guys are here. Okay. Yeah, when YouTube made us switch our handles, people were forgetting it was me, Jess, so I added it to the end. Maybe I'll tag it in the beginning. Either way, you're totally fine. You don't have to change it. I'm just special. It had nothing to do with you. You're good, Jess. All right. Gabriel's here for the shenanery, the shenanigans, until I have to go to my son's winter concert. Nice. I love that. I used to be so nervous about those when I was a kid, right? You learn all the songs and then you get up there and then you just lip sync because you forgot all the words, right? And all the parents are in the audience. Like, I cannot be the only one that happened to. Many a children's concert did I, right? But those songs now, like they're stuck in your head forever. It's like, what can you do? What can you do? Hey, Nicole's here. Hey, Allie and everyone. Hello. Janet's here. Julie from Oregon. Hey there. Oop, we got a question. Okay. Is Sermorelin for anti-aging too? That's a really good question. So there are quite a few things that Sermorelin is designated for. But I am hesitant to assign anything the anti-aging properties, right? You'll see a lot of creators that get out there and they're like, oh, the NAD can do all of this and it can do all these things. And, the what is it? AOD, it'll help you lose weight. It'll help you break a stall, right? Like people make all these claims, but the fact of the matter is, when it comes to these peptides, can they be helpful? Yes. But it's important to remember that if any of them were perfect, Big Pharma would have picked them up a long time ago. And I feel like there's not enough creators saying that. So I personally feel like if you're looking for something that's anti-aging, that is when you're going to need to go like the dermatologist route, so that you're not just throwing money at different things. And there have been a lot of peptides that are, like the copper peptides and all these things. I feel like, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus right now anyway, I feel like a lot of these creators that are testing out these peptides, I feel like many of them are very young, right? So like 30s and less. And they're like, oh yeah, I take this, this, and this for anti-aging, right? And I'm like, anti-aging, call me back when you've graduated high school. Like, no, ma'am. No, do not. No, stop it. Or they're specifically right? Trying to use that as a selling point to get your money. My thing is, I test things for me. If it works for me, great. Like the NAD has been freaking amazing. I've loved it. If somebody else wants to try it and it helps them, that's fantastic. But I'm not trying to sell you something. So for the Sermorelin, losing it grays, I'm just getting off on a tangent. Okay. So for me, I haven't seen any difference when it comes to the anti-aging. So I think that these peptides can be really good at maybe like one or two things, but then they get all these other things kind of piled on, and I just can't. I'm just not down with that. You can get with this, or you can get with that, or you can get with this, or you can get with that, right? I'm like, So I think that a lot of stuff that claims to be anti-aging is just trying to get your money, right? I've gotten like a whole bunch of skincare stuff. I've gotten, I'm testing out a whole bunch of products right now. Eh. So, but I will keep you posted because Smorlin does have at least one thing that it's good for. So, and I'll definitely be telling you guys all about that in the video. So, great question. All right, Doris is still shopping. Still shopping. Kate is about half done, but remember, I have 6 kids. Yeah, that's crazy. You are, in fact, the crazy. I say that, but, I used to have a house full of dogs too when we were breeding standard poodles for service work. So that's up there in the level of having, a full house. So, hey, Venus is here. Hello. I give $20 cash for Christmas and call it a day. That's a smart cookie. I wish that I could get away with that. As an adult, I would love that. I would be like, yes, thank you for the cash. As a child, I also would have been happy with that. Yes, we're going to Toys R Us, right? Like, by the way, if you like Toys R Us, please make sure you hit that like button for me. Toys R Us was the best. My bitter chickie, she says, gift cards for everyone for the win. Yeah, I feel like, again, it's a perfect option, right? There's no fuss, there's no stress. I love that. I'm all about reducing stress all the time, really. But especially around the holidays, like if you're traveling and doing all that, like who wants to stress out about gifts? All right. M. Callie 57's got a question. Do you have or have you tried Humi Body Pod Scale? I have not. I ordered one, not here yet, but looking forward to the data. Yeah, so I've heard good things, but I have not tried it. I know that there are some people that absolutely love theirs. So, yeah, so definitely keep us posted and let me know how you like it. Pam says QVC has shipping issues too. Yeah. Everybody's having shipping delays right now. It's just that time of year. Okay, Nancy says, I'm having difficulty trying to figure out how to navigate Facebook. Why doesn't Facebook put dates on video? Have you ever had pharmacist on your show? I have trouble typing and posting. Okay. Yeah. So what is it that you're trying to do to figure out with Facebook? Are you trying to find a support group, or let me know, Nancy, what you're looking for? Have you ever had a pharmacist on your show? I have not. So I have teamed up with other creators who have taken a GLP-1. I've been on other people's shows. But no, never had a pharmacist. Never had a pharmacist on the show. Love pharmacists though. Yeah, Mags, I'm with you. She's missing the Facebook group. I definitely miss the Facebook group too. I'm just, what can you do, right? I was searching just for fun. Just doing a GLP-1 search, like did all the keywords. I think I talked about this in the last live, and There used to be like 20 billion support groups for everything you could think of. Trulicity got you covered. Phentermine got you covered. Just Mounjaro, diabetes, non-diabetes, weight loss only, inflammation group, right? Like there was a group for everything. That was the beauty of Facebook. It is down to like maybe 20, 25. And those are groups of a significant size, right? So I'm not talking about groups that have like 100 members. I don't really count those. But yeah, like the big groups, a lot of them are gone. And unfortunately, many of the ones that are left are being run by telehealth companies, which is fine, right? I don't have any problem with that as long as they're transparent about it. But then there tends to be a lot of admin activity that is just them, saying, hey, use our stuff, which again is fine as long as they're transparent about it. But if I join a group that's like Zepbound only, blah, 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 right? And then I join and it's a bunch of admins recommending a specific telehealth company that's not that good, right? Then I'm kind of like disappointed. I'm like, really? Why couldn't we just be honest about that? And many times, just to be fair, these companies do not have anything to do with these Facebook groups, right? They're just started by people who happen to be affiliates. I mean, it's smart. If you want to push that, right? Like if that's your thing, that's how you get your medication paid for. You want to push being an affiliate, right? More power to you. I'm just a big fan of the transparency, which some of them do. So, but yeah, I miss the Facebook group too. Hey, Carla's here. Hey there. Hey, Allie, I've been dragging my feet. Well, don't be dragging your feet. That's going to make it really hard to walk. I did a lot of my shopping last year during the after Christmas sales. That's very smart. That's very smart. Shelly's in the house. Jennifer in Nebraska's in the house. Hey there. Okay, Julie says finishing week 10 down about 18 pounds. That is awesome. You're doing great. Okay. Gabrielle, the shorts are radical, brings me back totally tubular. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the 80s theme, the 90s theme. Now I've taken some of them all the way back to the 40s. You just wait. Some of these videos that are going to be coming out. You're going to be like, "What? That's crazy." It's a lot of fun. Like if you just want to have fun with a free app, I highly recommend it because people are on there and you can post like in the app for other people to see your videos. It's just a lot of fun. Okay. Thank you for all you do for this community. Yeah, you're very welcome. I hear folks always say, I'm going to stockpile my medication. If they try to take away compound, how would someone stockpile? Hey, wait a minute. You're the same person. You are the same person. Hi, I don't know your name, but I saw your comment and I had it queued up to answer this question. I'm so glad that you're here for the live. Thank you. Okay, so this is an awesome question. People want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. How do you stockpile? So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. So let's start out, first of all, if you're on name brand. If you're on name brand and it's being covered by insurance, then your insurance company dictates how often you can refill. For many of them, you can refill one time every 21 days. So you get a 30-day supply, but you can refill every 21 days. So that kind of buys you a little bit of time. So every time you can do a refill, you do it. Now, one thing that people used to do, and they used to get away with a lot more, some insurance companies don't allow this now, but one thing that people used to do was if they knew they were going to be changing dose soon, they would wait until they got a full box, right? Their prescription renewed for the same dose that they were on. And then once they got that box, then they would go to their doctor and change dose. So then you're just putting that box to the side. So with some insurance companies, that's a little more challenging now because they got on. So you'll just have to check and see with your insurance company, do they have rules around going up in dose and refilling, right? Again, this is for name brand. Now, if you're not on name brand and you are going through a telehealth company, what many people will do is have like their tried and true company that they get their meds from regularly, right? So for example, I use TriShed. There's a coupon code, right? Save you 30%. So even if I'm with somebody and I get my regular meds, let's say another company has a big sale, which I anticipate is going to be happening here, like here towards the end of the year, and then also in January, because a lot of people are losing access, right, with insurance changes for first of the year. So what you can do is you keep your regular telehealth company, you come over here to this other one, and you buy based off of whatever deal they're doing, right? So you're not interrupting your regular service, you're just getting extra. Now, where you need to be careful with this is when it comes to compound pharmacies, there is a BUD, right? Best used by date. You need to do the research and figure out what compound pharmacy it's coming from and what best used by dates they use. Okay. So what you don't want to do is what one of our members did. The last time something like this happened and there was all sorts of craziness and people were panic buying, they went out and bought a 1-year supply, which is just wild to me. I think there was only like one telehealth company at the time that was offering that. I thought it was crazy. Anyway, I get it. So they bought the 1-year supply. They're still working on it, by the way. And they were very concerned about the best use by dates. So if you're going to go that route, right, you want to make sure that you're checking that before you place an order. Now, for other people, what they may do is called telehealth hopping. So you've got your tried and true kind of in your corner. That's who you use, right? That's the doctor you talk to. That's the nutritionist you talk to, right? That's kind of your support system. But then whenever somebody has a sale, you go out and you get a month, or 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 somebody does 3 months. Okay, we get 3 months, right? Again, you have to constantly be rotating your stock so that you're using it up, right, as the medication gets to that date. So I recommend for people that are just starting out, if you want to stockpile, again, there's no reason to be stockpiling as of right now. If you want to, I highly recommend that you stick with either a 3-month supply or a 6-month supply. Doing any more than that is going to be challenging. And you want to watch out for subscription fees, because if you're not saving yourself money, right, by utilizing a subscription fee on top of what you're paying for the medication, right, there's no reason to do that. So it's important that you do your research and see what the options are. But I highly recommend that you have like one kind of tried and true in your corner with the doctor that you like. It's got good support, right? And then you kind of come out here and get your extras. So yeah, but phenomenal question. So glad you asked it. Back in the day, what they used to do before there was compounding is people used to they would take like their bonus check and they would go and pay full price, right, for the pens. So we've got a lot more options available to us now. The other thing that you want to keep in mind with stockpile is you want to keep in mind dosing. This is going to be key, especially if you're just starting out, right? Because you're going to titrate up in dose for the most part. Some people don't need to, but many do. So you need to be very careful about reading the label, right, on everything that you get, because different vials from different compound pharmacies, different telehealth companies, right? They're going to have different instructions. So always, 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 even if you're not stockpiling, always double check your instructions before you do your injection. I do that even now. Right? It's like, okay, so let me just refresh myself. I'm starting a new vial. Let me make sure, is this vial a certain number of units? Yes, it is. Check my prescription. Okay, great. Everything matches up. Let's go ahead and take it. I cannot tell you how many people, they end up posting in the support groups and they're like, oh my gosh, nothing changed about my prescription, but the instructions changed and I overdosed myself, right? Always check before you do your injection. Be sure. Sure. Unsure. Okay. Great question. I agree. Your videos have been making ridiculous funny. I love them. Great. Thank you, Shelly. I'm having a lot of fun with this, so I'm glad you guys are too. And plus, they're nice and short, right? It's like a little bit of funny, a little bit of silly, right? Kind of like throughout the day. So. Hey, everybody. Hey, Michelle. My German Shepherd Kai and I are happy to be hanging out here tonight. Oh, look at that little face right there. Look how cute. I just want to boop. Just boop. I was booping all of my dogs today. They were like, we've reached the boop limit. No more booping. I'm like, okay. Sorry. Okay. Hey, look at that. My bitter chickie. Her brother's name is Kai. It's a really cool name. I like it. Hey, drinking a LaCroix. Love my sparkling water. Me too. Until I got on a GLP1. I've had the same box of my favorite LaCroix. It's one of the lemon. I think it's the limoncello, because to me it tastes like lemon cake. And ever since I got on a GLP1, it tastes too sweet to me now. It has no sugar. So anyway, I just hang on to it until I feel like drinking something sweet. I'm drinking True Athlete Low Sodium Electrolyte. That's awesome. I'll drink to that. Cherry Bywater. Nice. Black Squirrel. Yeah. Hey, I haven't seen you live in a minute. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Also riding a Pegasus. Yes. Sorry. I knew I was going to leave out something. I was trying to rapid fire all the fantasy creatures. You are 1,000,000% correct. Yes. I already have a video of me talking to a unicorn in the magical forest. So there's that. Don't worry, you'll see it soon. I always love the old movies, Jack and the Giant Killer movies. I'm old. I love that. Go full Dracarys and all that compounding pill. Yes. Yeah. Man, I am really not happy about that. But thank you so much for bringing it up. So, in case anybody is wondering, or if you missed the video update about the legislation that's currently being presented, that is essentially trying to get rid of GLP-1s. In short, first of all, it's a bunch of garbage. Second of all, if you want to know more about it, go watch my video. I just posted it earlier this week. Third of all, I have linked in that video the change.com or change.org petition that Dave at On the Pen created. So if you get a moment, please go sign that petition. You can sign it anonymously if you don't want your name tied to it. But yeah, we got to get this squashed. And let's be honest, one of the main problems with big pharma is they have big money. And with big money comes big lobbyists and they push stuff through. So we need to make sure that our voices are heard. So please put it on your to-do list, set a reminder in your phone, put it on your agenda, right? If you are a said planner person, put it on there. Go sign change.org petition. And if you want the link straight to it, of course, you can always find it with Dave at On the Pen. And like I said, I did link it in that video so that people can go sign it. Please do that. Not right now. Not right now. Just write a reminder. Anyway, yes, Dracarys. Well, hello there, TT Trucker 1533. How you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Let me know if you guys have questions. Just put them in the comments with a Q, 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 and I'll be sure to grab it for you. Okay. I like to make things. I'm drinking Sonic Cherry Limeade per your suggestion. Oh, I spread one packet over 80 ounces of water. I'm terrible to drink water too. Yeah. So do you like it? Do you like it? There's a couple of Sonic flavors. I'm a fan of all of them. So that's so great. And I also like half a packet to about what is like a water bottle's worth, like 16 ounces or something. Even then, that can be a little strong for me. So yeah, let me know if you're liking it. Okay. Jess is drinking, I'm drinking Nutricost grape electrolytes. Oh, grape sounds good. It's lower in sodium. Good. Then the LMNT. I was going to do a review of LMNT. I want you to know that I bought it with my own money. I don't have a whole lot of nice things to say about it. Like some of these electrolyte drinks are just straight up yuckity yuck, like with the nasty. And I'm just like, why are people paying money for this? Now, to be fair to anybody who may like LMNT, I am one of those people that tirzepatide has changed my taste buds. So, and I'm fully honest about that. I'm aware of it. You know, we do what we can here. But some of them, I'm just like, these flavors are not so good. And some people, like, they love them. But yeah, sometimes they're too salty. Sometimes the flavor's just not that good. I just can't win with some of these. I have purchased 3 different electrolyte brands to do reviews. And I'm like, I hate to do a review and then say something terrible. Like that. I have a couple of reviews where I'm like, what were you thinking? This is nasty. Hey, Brenda's here. Hey there. So glad that you made it. Just got in a 1.28 mile walk. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. Everybody's getting in their movement today. Janet says, thumbs up, please. It helps the channel. Yes, it does. So, you know, if you have a second, if you can hit that thumbs up button, if you are in the comment section, right? Sometimes you have to minimize the comments to hit the like button. I would super appreciate it. It helps the algorithm to push out the live to more of my subscribers because not everybody gets a notification, which I think is kind of silly. Like, what's the point of a notification if you're not going to send it to everybody who wants a notification? I don't know. It's crazy. Mag says, laugh out loud, 30 and under ain't old enough for anti-aging stuff. That's what I said. You know, it's like these TikTok beauty gurus that get on there and they're like 18, 19, and they're, you know, their skin is perfectly perfect. And they're like, this foundation is perfect for aging skin. I'm like, is the aging skin in the room with us? Because you look like you're 12. What are you talking about? It just baffles me. It just baffles me. Now, when I do see, right, the older creators get on there and actually show me something, I'm like, okay, all right, thank you for that. That's what I'm looking for. Don't talk to me about how, you know, oh, well, taking a GLP-1, you're just lazy. You're just eating a calorie deficit and exercise. I'm like, I'm sorry, you just turned 21 and you've been skinny your whole life. What are you talking about? Come back to me when you've hit 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Come back to me after you've had a few kids and it changes how your body functions. Come back to me after you've experienced a little bit more and you have more understanding of how challenging life can be. That's okay. I won't get off on a tangent, but it's what I think. Hey, Storiga. Hello, hello. I hate influencers in their 20s doing skincare routines. You don't need 20 products on your face. No, you don't. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I'm now in my 40s, which is awesome. And I never had a skincare routine, not in my entire life. Even when I was a teeny bopper and I had acne, still didn't have a skincare routine. So yeah, some of it is just wild right now. It's like, use these 20 products. Although I will say that I got the Medicube bundle that I'm going to be doing a review on that was specifically designed right for older faces, if you will. And it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I've been pleasantly surprised. So, but more on that to come. Brenda said, I'm going to ask my PCP if he will start me on NAD. Yeah, so absolutely do that. Just be prepared because not all doctors are really up to speed when it comes to these other peptides. I mean, let's be honest, not all doctors are up to speed on GLP-1s, right? So if you run into an issue with your PCP and they're not sure, or they don't want to deal with it, or they're like, no, I'm not going to prescribe to a compounding pharmacy, or whatever the case may be. If you want to speak to a doctor who is trained, right? Because many of these telehealth companies, they got it going on. They're like, hey, we're going to train these doctors. We're going to make sure that people have support. And I love my doctor at TriShed. So if it doesn't work out with your PCP, that's okay. Then you can consider giving a telehealth company a try because they have been trained and they can answer all your questions. Like it's really great. The other thing that I want to throw out about NAD plus is many doctors will prescribe like the pill version. Don't bother. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of your money. Don't bother with it, right? Just like if you were to do, a pill version of a GLP-1, you're not going to get everything from a pill. Anything that has to go through your digestive system is going to get beat up. So when it comes to something like NAD, the whole point is that you want your body to be able to utilize it. And so the only two options that in my research people have been successful is injections, which is always going to be the best option. And then secondly, specific to NAD plus is nasal spray, right? I don't really want to inject stuff in my nose. That's just me. Like I have enough nose stuff going on just in regular life, right? So injections are always going to be your best option. But yeah, but keep me posted and let me know what your doctor has to say. There have been quite a few people that were like, hey, I'm going to go talk to my doctor about NAD because you're talking about how it gives you energy and, helps with the fatigue, right? With your GLP-1. It's been fantastic for that. And then the doctors are like, no, I'm not prescribing that. Right? So keep me posted. Okay. Are you still on compound? Yes. Are you back on brand? Yes. Which dose? 15. Split dosing still? No. So I'll get into that in a second. Still losing? Also no, but that's on purpose. none of my business, but I'm nosy. Yeah, no, you can absolutely be nosy. I am happy to answer questions. Just make sure you really want answers. Depending on what you ask, you get more than you bargained for. So, yeah. So, am I on compound and name brand? Yes. And for those of you who are new, I am a type 2 diabetic. So, I do have name brand that is covered by insurance. I am also testing out options from TriShed. So I am currently on compound, right? Testing their compound. And also the NAD plus from TriShed and the Sermorelin from TriShed. So technically the answer to your question there is yes to both. Yeah, which dose? 15. I've been on 15 for quite some time now. I'm not doing the split dosing because I'm looking at kind of where I am. So, again, for those of you who are new, I am currently in a stall and I have been since August, October, September, November. Yeah, since about August. I go up and down the same like 5 pounds. So, what I've decided to do is I moved up in dose to 15 for tirzepatide, and then I'm eating at maintenance level calories. And what I'm doing is I'm letting my body kind of acclimate to this new weight. And this is coming out more and more in the obesity, and endocrinologists are talking about it more often, where a stall is your body trying to level out. And we work so hard to fight a stall, right? It's like it's all over the interwebs. How do you break a stall? How do you do this? I just want to lose weight. Blah 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 blah. Right? We get so frustrated. But my thought process was, I'm at the highest dose. Let me give my body time to acclimate. Let me focus on building muscle, which is what I've been doing for the past few months. And that will, in turn, rev up my metabolism, right? Because your muscle mass is what drives your metabolism. And then when I go back into a calorie deficit, my hope is that I will lose weight again. So that's kind of where I am right now. I thought that I was going to go ahead and go into a calorie deficit last week, but then there was a chicken parmesan that was calling my name from my local restaurant, and I was eating on that for 2 days. And I was like, you know what? I'm already at maintenance calories for this week. Let's just do it next week. So I've been doing maintenance calories. But yeah, I'm hoping that it'll make it easier once I drop back down into a calorie deficit. Because remember, our bodies are not designed to be in a caloric deficit for years and years and years. And I've been on a GLP1 since 11/17 of 2023. So I've been in a calorie deficit for a long time. And I don't know, I think that these doctors are onto something. I think that if you're doing all the right things, and you're on a medication that's working for your body, this is going to be key. Then I think that a stall is not as bad as we all think it is. And I get it, right? It's been so long. Some of us, our entire lives, that we've been trying to lose weight, and we've never been able to successfully keep it off. And so you almost get addicted to the weight coming off and that number going down on the scale. And then it's like, right. And the next thing you know, it's carrying you away. And I think that for me, it was just the snapback that I needed to go, you know what? I'm not going to drop my calories down lower. I'm not going to restrict more in my eating. I'm actually going to eat more. I'm going to focus on muscle. And I think that first and foremost, it's been great for my mental health. Secondly, it's been awesome to get a feel for what maintenance is like. Because that's kind of the other flip side, right? People go into maintenance and then they're just like, I don't know what to do, what's happening. I am so well prepared for maintenance. Maintenance calories, I got you covered. You are my best friend. I love you. So I don't know. I think that there could be a different approach to a stall. So that's kind of what I'm experimenting with. But I wanted to do it on myself, right? Rather than just talk about it. You guys know me. I like to test stuff out on myself. So, losing it, Grace, thank you for being nosy. You got me off on a tangent. I apologize for that. But yeah, always ask the question because I got you covered. Okay. Hey, Brian's here. Hello, gang. Hello. So glad you are here. Grant Campbell. Hey, buddy. Good evening. I love when all the fellas show up. I feel special. You feel special. Okay. All right. I'm over 65 doing creatine and berberine in maintenance, trying to improve biomarkers. Yeah, see, that's awesome. So creatine is really great for building muscle. The recommendations that I would give as far as for those who may be interested in doing creatine, be ready to retain some water weight, which is totally okay, right? Your body, your muscles, it needs that water, right, to build muscle. And then also start out at a very small amount. Some of these creatine supplements that I see, well, supplements in general, but creatine, it's like, do this giant dose so that you could be ripped. The gun show, right? You don't need to do that. Just start out with like a smaller dose. And then if you need to build up, right, you can do that. Same with the berberine. But yeah, thank you for this. It's great. Who's in a craze? 6 kids and you look that flawless. I know, it should be illegal, right? Kate the Great. Looking like $1,000,000. What can I say? We love her. I knit things and now crocheting. And okay, I'm probably gonna say this wrong. Amigamagori unicorn? What is the Amigamagori unicorn? I don't know, but it sounds epic. You have to tell me what that is. That's so cool. Bitty chicky. KB Toys was even better than Toys R Us. Grant, stop it. But KB Toys was always so crowded. That was my problem. I could never get my parents to go in the KB Toys, right? Because it was in the mall. And it was so packed. It didn't matter what time of year it was. The place was packed with children, with crying children, with angry parents, right? And I'd be like, let's go in KB Toys. My parents would be like, no, let's see if it clears out a little bit. Let's go down to the stores we need to go to. We come back, it's just as busy. But yeah, that's so funny. I forgot about KB Toys. Good call, Grant. Okay. We exchange names in the family, buy one gift, no more than $50 and done. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Love that. Hey, look who it is. It's Debbie and Rick. Debbie and Rick and Rick and Debbie. I think you guys should have a show. You just sound like you would have a show. Right? Like those couple shows and like you're talking to each other and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just get that vibe. The Rick and Debbie show. Debbie and Rick show. I don't know. I think that would be great. Do you see Rick over here wearing his shirt? Rick, I got you covered. I'm wearing my shirt. Yeah. That's awesome. Gift cards for 14-year-old grandson. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Like it just makes them happy, you know? Hey girl, hey, traveling for the next few days and decided to hit up the local YMCA. That's awesome. And get outside comfort zone. Did a Les Mills body pump class for the first time. Okay, did you like it? My body is still shaking. But did you like it? Let me know. Let me know if you liked it. That's so awesome. Good for you. Okay, Erica says we only buy gifts for our granddaughter. Yeah. I wish I could get all of the adults on board with that in my family because there are not a whole lot of kids. So we could save so much money by switching to Geico. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Lil Bell says, do you think the UK TikTok bust situation led to a crackdown on Facebook? The UK TikTok bust situation. I'm not sure what the UK bust was. Are you talking about all those what's that company? Aluni or Alani or something that made all those fake Redahutide pens? That must be what you're mentioning there, TikTok. So here's the thing with TikTok. I shall elucidate you. TikTok decided that they were not happy with how various companies, including telehealth companies, were making money off of their platform and not paying. So what they decided to do was fine-tune their algorithm to cut out a whole bunch of stuff. Now, one of the communities that got hit very hard was the GLP1 community. And even just so I post a little bit of stuff over on TikTok, but not a whole lot. Now that they've done this change, every time I make a post, whether it's one of my cute little AI videos or it's me, stitching somebody else's video or whatever, now it gets almost no views. Whereas before it would get, a little bit, not a lot. But now it'll get almost no views. And then I get a message, a pop-up that says, hey, if you want to push this video out to X a number of people, pay $4.99. I'm sorry. Do you not see that I have a problem with money stuff as it is? Look, this is a stationary sticker set, planner sticker set I just purchased from a company. It's got a bunch of stuff in there. What makes you think, TikTok, that I'm going to spend $4.99 so you could push this out to however many number of people? No. How about you just push it out naturally? Or don't. I don't really care. Right? That's one of the reasons why I love YouTube, because it just is, right? They get their money from advertisers and they're not trying to screw over the creators. So anyway, coming back around to your question, Lil Bell, stay with me. The crackdown on Facebook is very similar. So they are trying to push people to be paying Facebook for advertisements. And that's the same thing they're doing on TikTok, right? You just got to follow the money. It's just one of those things. It's sad, right? But it is what it is. But many of these platforms have been kind of pushing in that direction, which is why I have a Facebook page for Fit Flavor Fun, right? I don't do a whole lot on it because they constantly want to push for, hey, do you want to push this out to your people? Pay this amount of money. And I'm like, no. I need my money to shop on Amazon. I need my money so that I can purchase every single new flavor of the Starface chapstick lip balms. Okay? What flavor is this one? This is Coconut Blast. I need money for that. Facebook advertising? Absolutely not. Listen, I need money so that I can make tiny books, right? So that when I meet my reading goal, I have a tiny book. I don't have money for Facebook advertising. Get out of here with that. But if more people had that same kind of mentality, right, they would stop doing it. But yeah, but great question. Okay. Brian's, what you got? I need a tech tutor. Took me almost 6 hours to figure out how to get my video off my phone and on my laptop today, but video will be live on YouTube in the morning. Hey, okay, great. Listen, let me help you out a little bit. If you are doing YouTube videos or TikTok videos, TikTok's real easy. But if you're doing YouTube videos, get the YouTube Studio. Can you see that? YT Studio. See what that looks like? Because then what you can do is record your video with your phone, which is very easy to do, right? And then you can just upload it right here from your app. Right? Here's all my videos. Don't look too closely. It's Kevin in a high-speed chase. So, right? And then you can just upload your video. It makes it very, very easy. So, Brian, check out YT Studio, YouTube Studio. It's an app. Okay? It'll make it so much easier. That way you're not recording on your phone, putting it on a laptop, uploading it from there. You don't have to do all that. I record everything with my phone. Okay? I don't have a fancy schmancy camera. No. I do have a fancy microphone that I got from Best Buy. Does anybody shop at a Best Buy anymore? I needed it quickly. That's why I went and got it from a Best Buy. Anyway, let me know. Let me know if you need help. But yeah, definitely look into the app. It'll help you. Okay. Nancy says, actually, I'm at YouTube instead of Facebook. Sorry, I would love to find the group on YouTube. I'm on Mounjaro. Okay. So, Nancy, I shall show you. By the way, did you see the background on my computer? Look at that pretty dragon. Beautiful, right? Okay. Anyway. Okay, so we go to, where are we going? YouTube's. Now I'm on a phone, so if you're on a computer or a tablet or something, it'll be, a little bit different. But essentially what you're going to do is go to my main page, right? Feed Fleeble Fun. And then right across here, you see how it's got all these options. It says home, videos, shorts, live, playlists. If you kind of slide it over, okay, you see how that goes back and forth right there? If you slide it over and go to posts, hey, there's the reminder about today's live, okay? That's where it's posting. That's where everybody's posting. Now, I still have to figure out everything that goes with that. But hopefully, Nancy, that will help you. And if I went through that too quickly, don't forget you can always watch it on the replay, right? And we can get you over there. Okay. I'm in a Facebook group for over 60 women. So far, so good. No advertising. Good. I'm glad. I am so glad. Okay. Kate, well, I adopted 4 brothers when they were 3, 4, 8, and 10. Now 20, 22, 25, 27. And I have a bio boy and a bio girl, 32, 24. So not too much body wear. But my mind, well, P.S., I have only one standard poodle. Yeah, standard poodles are the best. If anybody's wondering, I have 2 of them. And they call them a lab with a college degree. So like they're fun and fun loving, but they're incredibly smart. So, okay. All right. Let me see if I can catch up on some of these questions. Okay. Lil Bell says, I originally joined with Mochi 1 without knowing and was confused until I figured out what was going on. A lot of shipping complaints. Yeah. Mochi, I mean, used to be top notch, but they've had lots of struggles, right? I think it's a case of you get too big for the company capacity, right? If you don't grow the infrastructure of the company bigger as the company gets bigger, right? Then you get too big up here and you crush your people down here. So, and that's just my opinion. I think that's what happened. Hey, Lisa's here. Hey, Allie, hope you're doing well. I'm doing fantabulous. Thank you. I was a member of your OG Facebook group until it was shut down the first time. I know, it's just a mess. It's been a nice break to step back from the GLP posts, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of times it can be really overwhelming, right? Especially in the support groups, because it's just, it's just constant. So, yeah, you always got to keep your mental health in check, and take breaks from social media when you need to, because it's important. I think we need to be teaching our children that too, which is wild because, we don't have to worry about that when I was a kid. Okay, Dor says, recent blood tests show I'm no longer pre-diabetic. That's fantastic. Great. Great. Lisa said, I remember you were on Mounjaro. The last I heard. Yes. Yes. And I still utilize name brand when I'm not testing out other products. So yes, I still take Mounjaro. Yeah, 15 milligrams is what I'm on. Burn after reading. I've been struggling with sugar this week. I had a big loss last week and I'm worried I'm gaining it back. So, anytime that you have something that you're struggling with, the first step is exactly this, right? Be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're eating, right? Because I know that, at least for me, old me used to be like, oh, we'll start the diet on Monday. Oh, everything will be fine, or whatever. Oh, well, I've already screwed up this week. Let me just screw up the rest of the week and enjoy myself, right? 285 pounds later, right? It wasn't a positive mentality to have. So I think it's great that you're talking about this. And just remember, when you're on a GLP-1 journey, things kind of ebb and flow. So for example, I have been, hang on, hold on. I showed you where my stash is. I have been really struggling when it comes to sugar. Now, this is the Hubba Bubba Skittles gum. I am a Skittles girly. I love Skittles. I love sorting out all the little colors and then eating them. And it's like a whole ritual process for me. These have been fantastic to kind of give me like that sweet flavor. They're only 5 calories a piece, and it kind of helps me get through it. So having something that you can do that helps you with that sweet tooth, but that's not going to break the bank when it comes to your calorie deficit, can be really helpful. The other thing that you want to remember is we're in this for the long run. So whereas you might be struggling one week, it doesn't mean you're going to struggle next week. And it's important that you give yourself a little bit of grace. Okay. A lot of people, they just hit it really hard with the nutrition, which is great, but they also hit it really hard with the restriction. And that can lead to struggling with sugar, right? Like the more you tell yourself that you can't have something, guess what that one thing is that you're going to want to have, right? The other thing that you may want to take a look at, if you're not tracking your food, you may want to consider tracking your food, because if your carbs are very low, and this is just an observation from me personally, if your carbs are low, for me, I will start to crave sugar. So if that's the case, you can up your fruit intake. You can up, like your fiber intake, and those sorts of things will help you as well. And then just making room in your calorie deficit for something sweet, right? They have like little tiny ice creams. I get them at Publix, but they're literally like this big. I don't remember which brand it is. Anyway, it's in the ice cream section. They're literally like this big. It's a little tiny ice cream. It's probably for kids. I don't know. I'm a big kid. I don't know about you. And it is the perfect little single serving if you just want to have a little bit of ice cream. It's got lots of different flavors. I personally love the coffee one, but I mean, you could get any flavor that you enjoy. So doing something like that, right? So we're kind of working with the sugar craving, but we're not going off the deep end. So that way you can have room in your calorie deficit for it and still get the results that you're looking for. So give that a try and let me know. Let me know how it works out for you. Okay. Hey, Lindy's in the house. Hi, Allie. I'm down 20 kg since August on MJ. That is awesome. I love that. Fantastic. Good for you. All that hard work is paying off. Mine is every 21 days. Yeah. Yeah. For many people, insurance will allow you to refill every 21 days. If you wait for your pharmacy to do it, right? They're going to call you when it gets close to you running out of meds. So, if you want to stock up, refill when your insurance allows you to. Okay. Brian said, just got my 3-month refill for 10 milligram Mounjaro covered with 0 deductible for the end of the year. Great. I love that. I know a lot of people are doing the 3-month refills right now. So that's fantastic. I love that. Okay. Hey. Lisa's here. What is up, Lisa? Okay. Insurance is 75% used, can get a refill. So 21 days for 28, 63 days for 84 days. You can also get more than 6 milliliters, 4 doses. 3 of the 4. Okay. And in 3 months, always check your insurance. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'm trying to catch up to the questions here. Okay, what is the price for tirzepatide with Tri-Shed? I don't want to put in all my personal information to find out. Yeah, you shouldn't have to put in all your personal information to find out. But with my coupon code, it comes out to $210. Specifically for tirzepatide, it's less for semaglutide. So, yeah. But you shouldn't have to put in all your info. I know sometimes with the website, it wants you to put in the information, right? Of course. But if you click around, all the information is there. It makes you hunt for it a little bit. But yeah, with my coupon code, 210. So, which is, what a lot of the telehealth companies are doing right now. Okay, Caremark is now not letting me fill until 31 days. Can I just tell you guys how much I hate CVS and I hate CVS Caremark? Like, if I was to have a nemesis, it would be CVS and CVS Caremark. It really would. With they would have like a big red cape and they would just bad. Oh, it's terrible. It's so aggravating. The box is 4 pens, 1 a week for 28 days. I can't seem to get them to understand this. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. Listen, I gave up on CVS specifically many, many moons ago. And if I was to log into the CVS app right now, it would still say that my Mounjaro is still pending because they're absolutely useless. But yeah, Sasha, I feel for you on that. They just make it hard for people on purpose, right? Between the pharmacies, the PBMs, like They just want to make it hard for people so that they'll just give up. And one thing that I have learned being in these Zepbound specific support groups on Facebook is people will absolutely give up. They will, and they do all the time. That's why these insurance companies are acting this way, because I can assure you that people do give up. I see them post about it every day. And it just makes me sad. Anyway, can't get more than 3 months. Oh, yeah, the 3-month refills. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, we got a question in regards to telehealth hopping. Okay, make sure to read the fine print. I've seen some stating you agree not to gain medication from others. It's written in really tiny. Gain medication from others, meaning that you're not going to try to get it for somebody else? Is that what the fine print says? Or you're saying it says don't use multiple telehealths at the same time, which I'm sure there's probably some small print that does say that, right? Because for liability reasons, they would have to say that. That makes sense. Okay. Jumping on over. What happened? There it is. Got the t-shirt representing. All right, BJ. I love it. Black Squirrel. I finally got to switch to Tirzepatide after being on Wegovy for almost 2 years. Okay, how you liking it? In my house, Tirzepatide is king. I think Tirzepatide is going to be top notch for a long, long time. I know everybody's really excited about Retatrutide, but with Tirzepatide and the anti-inflammatory portion of it, I think it's going to be a lot more applicable to more people for more conditions, if that makes sense. So, help. Oh no, Kiki, what's going on? I'm sure you have a video about whether or not to restart Zepbound after a break in order to get better results. Can you tell me how to find it? Yes. So I do. I have multiple videos about it, but Kiki, I'm going to help you right now. Essentially, and I go in depth in the videos, and if I remember, I'll come back to this and link it here for you. But essentially what you need to know is if you have access to Zepbound name brand and it's covered by insurance, do not, I repeat, do not stop getting your prescription. Okay? There are so many people that I have seen in the Zepbound groups that are like, oh, I'm on 7.5 and I stopped losing weight. I'm going to stop taking it for a few months and then come back and then see if it jumpstarts me again, right? This is like the new, well, it's not a new trend, but it is the trend that's going around. And then they come back and they're like, oh, I was off of Zepbound for a while and now my insurance is saying that they won't cover it, even though I was just on it a month ago. Do not give your insurance company any reason to pull the rug out from underneath you. That's point number 1. Okay. Point number 2, if you are doing self-pay with Zepbound, right? Keep in mind that they have not at this point changed the rules about getting the refill every 45 days. Otherwise, the price goes up. I anticipate that they're going to change that, but they haven't done it yet. So please be prepared that if you go off of it, right, and you stop ordering it and you're doing self-pay through Lilly Direct, that can affect you. So that's point number 2. Point number 3. People talk about taking a break, right, from their GLP1, regardless of which brand or what it is, and doing a restart or a reset where they start back at the first dose. Let me tell you this. This is all anecdotal, but I have researched this extensively because I was trying to figure out is there like certain categories of people, right, with certain medical conditions or at various weights, right? I was trying to figure out who is successful at this and who isn't. Because right now, you have a 50-50 shot. What do I mean by that? I mean that there is a 50% chance that you will come off of the med. You will likely gain back your inflammation and water weight. That's usually what comes back in the first 60 days. So, depending on how long you're trying to take a break for. And then you may or may not gain weight after that. It just depends on the person. Then you get back on the medication and you may lose the water weight and inflammation, but then that's it. Some people are able to start all over and they start losing weight and everything is flowers and sunshine. Other people restart and they're like, now it's not working. What's going on? And it doesn't matter if they move up through the doses, it's still not working. So, my recommendation to you, and Kiki, you can let me know if you feel comfortable in the comments to tell me what dose you're on, right? I can give you some tips and things. Currently, I personally don't like those odds, right? That whole 50-50 thing. Like, I don't want to flip a coin when it comes to losing weight. I would rather stay on the medication and tweak some things and see if I can get it going that way. Now, the exception to something like this is if you're having a medical procedure done, right? Oftentimes, depending on the doctor and what you're having done, they will tell you, hey, come off of your GLP1 for a week before surgery, right? And then afterwards, you get back on it. That's not the same thing as coming off of it for 30 days or more, right? Because it takes 30 days for the medication to be completely out of your body. So just keep that in mind. So if you're having a procedure done and your doctor's telling you to come off for a week or two, don't panic. But I think it's important that people have realistic expectations. If you're wanting to do a reboot to lose weight, it may not work at all. And I can't give you any kind of, parameters, right? There's no rhyme or reason to it. I have not been able to figure out who can do it and who can't, right? And that's really what's frustrating for people because you won't know until you try. So that's why I say for me personally, I don't want to do it. Keep me on the medication. Some people will come down in dose and then go back up and be successful. Totally fine. I've seen many, many people do that. But as far as coming off of it completely, 30 days or more, and then going back on, it's a 50-50 shot. So, yeah. Hey, Michelle says, so what does a subscription fee cost? You're going to have to let me know. A subscription fee for what? Let me know. Subscription to a magazine? Wait, does anybody get those anymore? Anyway. Michelle, let me know. What subscription fee are you talking about? Okay. Dun, 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 checking on the questions. Okay. I don't know if you're taking requests. I'm always taking requests. But I was thinking a meetup with the Cheshire Cat would be fun for Kevin, don't you think? Yes. That's fantastic. I love that idea. Hold, please. I have to write things down, otherwise I will forget. Okay. Kevin plus Cheshire Cat video. I just added it to my list. So, yes. And I'm always taking requests, not only for those type of videos, but for regular videos too. So, yeah, love that. Okay. Roxanne. Okay, anyone have a tip on copy and pasting others' usernames? Find it cumbersome to try to type them? Oh, you're talking about to reply to somebody? Oh, that's a good question. Maybe somebody can help you out in the comments there. I'm going to jump down and see. Doris said, some electrolytes taste like colonoscopy prep. Doris, I love you. You crack me up. Ultima Pink Lemonade is delish. Yes, I love their, what is their tropical one they have? It's like pineapple coconut or something. I love that one. So Ultima's has got some good stuff. Okay, I also drink NutriCost and prefer Ultima Replenisher mixes. And yes, low sodium. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, catching up to the questions. Oops, somebody said help. Wait, what happened? Kiki, did you post your question? No, okay, it's a new question. Okay, I got you, Kiki. Hang in there. Allie, that's me. I bet you did a video already with a Zepbound after good. It's been over 1.5 years. Bad idea. Okay, so you did post your question again. Okay, I'll keep scrolling down for your answer. I need to know what dose you're on. So if you feel comfortable sharing, right? Obviously, I don't want anybody to feel pressured. I too am the nosy. Hey, Tracy's here. Hey there. I'm listening in on the shenanery while I work out. Planet Fitness always makes me laugh. That's great. You know, I have a ton of people that listen to my videos while they're working out. And I just want you guys to know that I love you for that. I think it's fantastic. I like to listen to other people's videos when I'm doing chores. So I do audiobooks when I'm working out or walking the dogs or whatever. So yeah, I'm a big audiobook girly. Okay, Nancy says, why don't YouTube notifications make an audible beep? Yeah, I don't hear them. How do thin people get GLP-1 medications? Okay, great question. So let's talk about it. So first of all, I don't know why they don't beep. Probably you might be able to change some notification settings on your phone specific to YouTube. Like if you went into settings, apps, YouTube, and then change the notifications, right? Because on many phones, right, it'll be like a banner at the top, or it'll send you an email, or right, there may be an option for a sound. I'm not sure. All the beeping would make me crazy. So I don't do that. But yeah, that's a really good question. Sometimes I wish I could set it to beep for like certain people. That would be great. Okay. How do thin people get GLP-1 medications? So this is kind of a twofold question. So I'm going to address both points. First and foremost, thin people who were on a GLP-1 to lose weight and become healthy, right, are now getting GLP-1s for maintenance, right? So that's kind of our first category of thin people. So we always want to be careful when we're talking to people out in public, or we meet somebody or we see somebody online and they say they're on a GLP-1, but they appear to be thin, right? They may not have started out that way. I actually had somebody who commented on one of my videos and they were like, why are you on a GLP-1? You're not a fatty McFat. And I was like, I'm going to take that as a compliment, even though you are incredibly rude. So always be careful, right? I know you don't mean anything by this, but I'm just saying, be careful out in the real world. Now, as far as people who are thin, who have always been thin or do not physically appear to need to lose weight specifically, those people also fall into two categories. So for example, there's one creator that I follow. She has an autoimmune disease and or autoimmune disorder, I think. Sorry, I think I said that wrong. I think it's an autoimmune disorder. Anyway, she is taking a GLP-1. She is not overweight and never has been her entire life. But she's taking a GLP-1 because of all of the other fantastic properties that have to deal with, right, her autoimmune condition. So that could be something, right? They could be treating something secondarily, right? And they don't need weight loss, which is becoming more and more often. And then, of course, there is the third group of people that are abusing the medications, right? They don't need to lose weight. You see a lot of people that complain about celebrities doing this. I think that this is a much smaller group of people, um, because it is challenging. If you don't meet the criteria for needing a GLP-1 for one of the other previously mentioned reasons, right? It can be challenging to get a GLP-1 medication. So, specifically when it comes to being somebody like a celebrity, right? They can get their hands on anything. They have a personal assistant or like 5 personal assistants, and they're like, "Hey, I want XYZ. I want this really hard to find. They only made 10 of them in all time. Porsche. Go find me one," right? Like they have people that will get them what they want. But for the most part, your average Joe, right, is not going to be able to do that. But just keep in the back of your mind, we want to be careful about making any assumptions. Now that GLP-1s have been out for a significant amount of time, many people are using them for other conditions other than just weight loss, right? Kidney, heart, like I said, the autoimmune disorders, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, just keep that in the back of your mind. Hey, Black Squirrel says, glad to be back. I'm recovering from surgery. Finally got the hysterectomy. Yay, I'm so glad you're back. And glad that you're doing well, too. That's awesome. Okay, Misty. Hey, Misty. Oh, I love your pointer. So cute. I love when people put their pets up as their picture. That's great. It's always fun for me. I started Zepbound 4 weeks ago. I'm down 13 pounds. Awesome. Started this journey to help with back pain. Listen, at 285 pounds, I was living with daily back pain, just existing. Back pain, knee pain. All of that is gone. My knees don't pop anymore, even though I'm getting old. Back pain, I can completely overdo it. I actually have to be careful now when I'm working out or, like lifting heavy things and, doing a lot of strenuous stuff. I have to be really careful because I can overdo it now and then my back is sore. But as long as I'm, just functioning like a normal human being and not, rearranging my storage area with heavy boxes and stuff, I don't have any back pain now. So I am super excited for you, Misty, because you're going to get there. You're going to get there. It's going to be hard work, but it is so worth it. It is so worth it. I have so many people that I know that I want them to get on a GLP-1 just because of the, the inflammation, right, aspect of it. Okay. Bernice says, NAD has sure helped me with my energy. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. Nancy says, what is NAD? Yeah. So I have a 2-video series that explains what NAD is, right? What they say it's for and everything that it can do for you. And then in the second video, I talk about me testing it out and what I noticed. There's a lot to cover there. But in short, the reason why I take NAD is for energy, because the tirzepatide just zapped it out of me. Fatigue, again, caused by tirzepatide, activating my pancreas, right? And my pancreas doesn't work right. I'm type 2 diabetic. And it helps with both of those things. Also, I didn't start out taking it for my ADD, but I do. And I love it. So definitely go check out that 2-part video series because, oh my gosh, it makes such a huge difference. I love it. I wish that I had known about it when I first started a GLP-1 because I would not have suffered through so much of the fatigue that I did in the beginning. And if you guys are new to my channel, definitely go back and watch the old videos. I used to document how I was feeling every single week on a GLP-1, and fatigue was my biggest issue. I literally spent every weekend in the bed. Netflix was my best friend because the fatigue was so intense. And I wish I had known about NAD then. So, yeah, Grant, you too. Grant, Nancy, definitely go check out the NAD videos. Just search YouTube for Fit Flavor Fun NAD and they'll show up. There's 2 videos. They're short, they're to the point, they're great. So, yeah. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. And I still take it to this day. Oh, look, Bernice is helping us out, telling us about NAD. It's a coenzyme found in all living cells. It plays a crucial role in metabolism, energy production, and DNA repair. Thank you for that, Bernice. That's so much better than I could have put it. But yes, yeah, essentially NAD is something that our bodies create, right, on our own. We do it all the time, but as we age, we make less and less and less and less. So I think I mentioned this earlier that I have become a 40 something. So I fall into the category of producing less, right? So, but even if you're not, you know, in that age range, being on a GLP-1, right, can zap your energy. So it has been a game changer for me. I love the NAD. I say forever and ever, amen. I will be on tirzepatide and NAD. Love it. Okay. Okay, Sherry, I just started 7.5 and I'm almost at goal. That's great. So will be my last increase and maybe maintenance dose. Okay. But I'm worried because you always say it wasn't a good dose for you and others. Oh no. Okay, so Sherry, it's important to remember that the dosing is going to be different for everybody. When I was on 7.5, I still had a long way to go, right, to get to a healthy weight range. You're on 7.5, but you're almost there. So you're in a completely different scenario. I still had a long way to go. And keep in mind, there are a lot of people who are in my community that say that 7.5 was their favorite dose. I can think of 3 people just off the top of my head that they loved 7.5. It was their favorite dose. They lost the weight that they wanted to lose on 7.5. It is now their maintenance dose and they love it. So, Sherry, I'm so sorry that I made you question it, but you got to remember each person is an individual, right? We want to be careful about comparing ourselves to other people because for many, many people, they don't lose weight on 2.5. I stayed on 2.5 for 13 weeks and, lost 30 pounds. So everybody is different. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But you got this. You're going to be doing great. And even if you went up to 10, it's no big deal. I know that a lot of people are concerned about the dose number that they're on. It's just a number. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any meaning morally. It doesn't mean that you failed in some way. Like, I'm on 15. I was doing 16.5 at one point, right? Like, give me all the tirzepatide. Thank you. I do not care about the number, right? So, okay. Nicole says, I've been listening while I was doing my skincare, just finishing up now. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, let me get through here and kind of catch up with the questions. Okay. Okay. Hey, Barbara's here. Hi, I'm late. Well, Barbara, we were waiting for you. What were you doing? I caught the LMNT comment. It is yucky tasting. You look fabulous. Thank you. You look fabulous. I love your honesty about everything. Thank you. I'm so glad because for some people, they don't enjoy it. So I'm glad that you do. I'm 81. I love that. Oh my gosh. You look great. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted by your beautiful picture. I'm 81 and I've been on Mounjaro for a year on 12.5 now. I am in a stall. Okay. I'm not sure if it cut you off there, Barbara. You'll have to let me know, but it is very common for people, that have been on the medication for a year or more to stall out. Just remember, stalls are not bad. Okay. So I've been in a stall. What did I say? Since, where is it? August. I've been in a stall since August. It's December. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, our bodies need time to adjust. So it's going to be all right. But anyway, if there was more to your comment, make sure you put it in the chat because I think it cut you off there at the end. Nancy, do you know of a good app for tracking weight? What do you eat? What you eat, etc. I'm on Mounjaro. So I use the free version of MyFitnessPal, and that's what I use. A lot of people like they're commenting it in the comments. They like Lose It. They like My Shape, Shotzi. There's a whole bunch of different options. As far as tracking food goes, I like the MyFitnessPal free version because it's very easy to use, very user-friendly, and it's very easy to search for things, and it comes up with accurate information. My big thing about some of these other apps where you track food is that it'll give you 5 options for, Hubba Bubba mini gum, and it'll say 20 calories, 10 calories, 5 calories, 3 calories, right? Like, it's got all these different options where people have plugged things in, but only one of them is accurate. I don't like that. With MyFitnessPal, it's very much on point. So, yeah. And as far as tracking weight goes, I'm old school. I use a spreadsheet. I don't put it into an app. My scale that I use will link to an app and put my weight in there, but I always just track it on a spreadsheet because I'm nerdy like that. But there are apps that you can, use to track your weight. Heavenly Me, hello, an expat in Qatar. Oh my gosh, I think that's the first time for that. Hope you are all feeling fantabulous. We are. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad you're here. That's a new one for me. We got friends all over the world, guys. I love it. Okay, everybody's recommending apps. Okay, here we go. Jess has a question. Have you noticed any differences between the original company used for NAD Plus versus TriShed, i.e. experience or customer service wise? Yes. Jess, why do you have such awesome questions? Is it really hard for you to just sit around and be awesome all the time? It just must be so challenging. Anyway, I love you. You're great. Okay, so first things first, the only complaint that I got when it came to NAD Plus from my previous company was people wanted something that was more affordable. That was the only complaint, right? Like experience. My big things are affordability, experienced doctors, okay, which not all telehealths have, and making sure that people have access to help if they need it. Those are like my big things. Secondarily to that is, of course, you want to make sure that they have a good pharmacy partner and stuff like that. But my big thing is, if somebody needs help, they need to have access to help. It needs to be affordable. And that was the biggest complaint that I got from people. They were like, hey, I would keep doing this, but I need it to be more affordable. So that was one of the reasons why I made the switch. Now, as far as experience goes, experience is exactly the same as far as quality of the NAD. Okay. So I have not had any difference as far as side effects, which I have none when it comes to NAD, and, like how it makes me feels exactly the same. So yeah. And it's 2 different telehealths, 2 different pharmacies. So All of that was different. Yeah, feels exactly the same. Customer service wise, specifically when it comes to Try Shed, I love that they follow up with people and they make sure that you're doing okay. I also love that their doctors are very educated. So when I go into an appointment, they don't know if I'm an affiliate or I'm just a regular Joe Schmo, and I put them through the ringer. I think I mentioned this like with the first telehealth company that I tested. I put them through the ringer. I have lots of very challenging questions, really hard questions, questions that you have an option as a doctor to answer honestly and in the best interest of the patient, or you answer semi honestly in the best interest of the company to make more money. And I do that on purpose because I want to see what have they been trained to say. And I have been very, very happy with the doctors over at TriShed. They have really impressed me, which is saying a lot because I've been to a lot of telehealth appointments for various things, not just GLP-1s. So my big thing is if you're going to offer other peptides like NAD plus, Sermorelin, right, then you need to be able to answer people's questions and guide them because for many people, they're not going to do the research, right? And so it's important that the medical provider can kind of guide them through how to use it, what to look out for, right? All the things. So, yeah, I would say vast improvement as far as customer service and quality of care with TriShed. I would say medication wise, exactly the same. Same quality of vial, right? I'm a big fan of the dark colored vials rather than a clear vial. The packaging, the shipping, the everything. All of that was very good with both companies. So, yeah, great question. Okay. Yes, there is guidance for a period of weight loss and short period of mini plateau so your body can adjust. I'm 40 pounds down. I have mild loose skin. Taking it easy, good. Half a pound a week, good. Will help reduce risk. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Slow and steady is the way to go. And there was somebody that was posting in one of the support groups that I actually made a note that I wanted to make a video about it. They were losing, I want to say when I broke down the math, it was like 3 to 4 pounds per week. And when I tell you that they had like a ball of hair that took up their entire hand, I mean, this woman was just losing like giant handfuls of hair, assuming that she was being truthful, right? And that she didn't just like pull it all out of her brush that she's been brushing her hair with for, a month. Assuming she was being truthful about how much she was losing, it was really problematic. And I think that it can be challenging for people because, again, many of us had not had successful weight loss until a GLP-1. And so now some of us kind of go off the deep end, right? And we want to lose it so fast, all at one time. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, right? But that's not in the best interest of our body. So, Yukon Jack. I wonder if that's the name of the horse in the picture. That's a beautiful horse. Okay, this is a dumb, risky question. There are no dumb questions. Risky question, maybe. Let's see. But you said ask, so here it goes. Yes, I love it. What do we got? How do people out there stock up on their vials? That's so funny. Yukon Jack, I just broke all of that down for you earlier in this video. You must have missed it. I just started 5 weeks ago. Yeah, so what I'm going to recommend is if you want the full breakdown, because I told you how to do it in all the different scenarios. If you want the full breakdown, then when this live ends, watch the replay because it was at the beginning. I actually had a couple of people who've commented that on my videos. And so I broke it down and went through all of it. But suffice to say that if you are going through insurance, you need to check with your insurance to see how often you can get a refill. If you are going through a telehealth company, right, many of them offer a multi-month subscription. You can do what's called telehealth hopping. Can you tell I'm getting tired? Telehealth hopping, which is where you hop from one company to the next to the next. And I break down all of this earlier on in the video. So Yukon Jack, definitely go. Oh, somebody said, rewind the live. She covered it earlier. Yes. Yeah. So check it out. Watch the replay. Comment and let me know that you're watching the replay when you watch it. And then also, if you have any questions about anything that I went over, just put it in the comments because I view all of your comments and I make a point to at least acknowledge everyone's comment. So if you have questions, always put it in the comments of any of my videos, not just the lives, because I do see them and I will either make a video response or answer your question. So yeah. Great question, though. Okay, Ronnie says, I had to stop Zep for 2 weeks because of an eye procedure. Yeah, my pharmacist told me to start back to... Oh, no, Ronnie, it cut you off. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, we're going to scroll down. We got the rest of it. Hold, please. Okay. Medical procedure 2. My pharmacist told me to start at half a dose. I was on 7. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it just depends on the person. So if you were somebody that had a lot of really extreme side effects, then I would talk to your doctor about, or a pharmacist if you're overseas, talk to them about starting at the lowest dose, right? Just to make sure, even if you only do it for a week or two, you just want to kind of ease back into it. But many people are able to do, space out shots for 2 weeks or longer and be totally fine. I think it's always a good idea to start lower and work your way up, right? Because nobody wants to feel yucky. Nobody wants to be sick. Nobody wants to end up in the ER, right? Which would be, challenging if you're somebody who has extreme side effects. So yeah, definitely talk to your doctor about that. But starting back lower is always the smart idea. Okay, Lil Bell says, I think the electrolyte hype is overdone. What happened to Gatorade Zero? Yeah, I use Gatorade Zero sometimes. My 2 favorite Gatorade flavors are green apple and grape. Except if I'm sick. If I'm sick, then I only want orange. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Gatorade flavor? Yeah, that's mine. Just for fun. Oh, Amigagori Asian crochet toy figures technique. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And so you're making a unicorn using this technique. Oh, I want to see it. I want to know. I want to know things. Now I'm curious. Okay. You're going to have to keep me posted once you're done because I want to see it. I want to see it. That's so fun. I'm a big hobbies person, so I love that. Okay. Body pump was good. It showed me clear opportunities in my physical. That's good. See, I love that. I love that, right? Like sometimes when we push ourselves or we try something new, listen, the first time I ever did a jazzercise class, that's right, I just said jazzercise. And I mean back in the day when jazzercise first came out. Don't even get me started about a Tae Bo class. When I did Tae Bo for the first time, I thought I was going to fall out. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought I was tough stuff. No way, Jose. I love that though. Maybe I'll have to give body pump a try. John Smith says, you're hot. John Smith. So, Wasn't he with Pocahontas? Who's hot? You're hot. I am hot. I've got the heat on, and I've got my long sleeve shirt going, and I'm wearing comfort sweatpants, which, by the way, guys, comfort sweatpants, sweatshirts, I know they're pricey. I know they are. And it's like, oh my gosh, who would spend that much on a sweatsuit set? Please. If you are the cold, which I always am, it's worth it. It's worth it. I can tell you from a seamstress, the quality is good. The sewing is good. The thickness is good. Comfort is good. And it's COMFRT. Just in case you don't know what brand I'm talking about. Yeah, the comfort hoodies, the comfort, you see it advertised on TikTok all the time. There's a reason why they sell out. It is just that good. Anyway, John, you're hot, buddy. Brian's looking now. Okay, Brian, you have to let me know, well, what are we looking at? Oh, on the phone. Oh, yeah, for the app. Yeah. Okay, let me know. Spell the name of the app you use for Kevin shorts again, please. Yes, it is called Sora, SORA. And let me show you what it looks like. Because you guys, it's so much fun. Do you see it down there? I know it's probably going to be spelled backwards, but it's like a little cloud with this, not a smiley face, but like little doe eyes. SORA. I love it. I love it. And you just go in. I gotta glare. Hey, look, it's my light. What happened? Oh, okay. So you can go in, you can make, like mine says, fit, flavor, fun. You can go in, you can make characters for yourself, both for yourself and other people. It just has to be like, people that you know. It may give you an error message if you try to use somebody else's face, right? That's just for protection reasons. But yeah, like, look,
it's okay.
That's
Friendly.
me.
Mind if I hop on?
That's me riding a dragon.
Take that as a yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. Friendly. Mind if I hop on?
Just so you know, if I was on a dragon, that is exactly what I would sound like. Okay. Anyway, it'll give you a little prompt window, and then you can type in what you want to do. So for me, I was like, fit, flavor, fun, riding on the back of a white dragon over the ocean. And then it generates the video, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. So anyway, I hope you guys have fun with it. It's so much fun. So much fun. Okay. Next week, I will start the 10 milligram dose. Are side effects of this dose, are they severe? So it depends on the person. For me, I stayed on each dose as long as I was losing weight, right? I did not titrate up until I stopped losing weight. That has been really helpful for me because what happens is the longer you're on a dose, the more your body acclimates to that dose and side effects start to go away. So for me, moving up to 10 was easy. What I experienced in my journey was every time I moved up in dose, I would have the same side effects, usually a day or two following injection day. My side effects were fatigue, right? Low energy, just a little bit of nausea. And I would have that for a couple of weeks, just like right after shot day. And then it would go away. The longer I was on the dose, it would just go away. And then I started to just feel normal and great. So I would highly encourage people to do that. So what I would say to you is, what side effects have you had on the previous doses and how long were you on those doses, right? That'll give you kind of an idea of what to expect. So for many, many people, they think that going up in dose means that they're automatically going to feel worse, but that's not necessarily the case. Perfect example of this, when I went up to 12.5, my constipation disappeared. I'm talking disappeared. I'm talking I wasn't doing anything differently. I was getting in fiber, right? I prioritize fiber. I was doing a magnesium supplement at the time. I could even stop doing that. The constipation just went away. 12.5 was like heaven. I barely had any side effects, right? So it's hard to tell people like, hey, this is what's going to happen, because for some people they're going up every 4 weeks and it is strong. For other people, they're staying on each dose for as long as they can, and then moving up in dose is not as drastic. So yeah, but I would say don't be scared. Don't be scared. Hey, the weight of me, Allie, and Kevin. Love your shorts on GLP1s. Great. I'm so glad that you love them. That's awesome. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we've hit the 2-hour mark. So I'm going to be turning into a pumpkin soon. So I am going to get caught up with the questiones. All right, Kate, she's so great. So what is the most important thing you've learned about yourself while you've been eating at maintenance calories? I have learned that I can do it. What is it, you say? Oh, all of it. All the things. I can regulate my relationship with food in a much more like mentally healthy way, which was a big thing for me. I can do the workout thing. I can do the cardio thing. I can do the, super high protein thing. I can have a little bit of a higher carb day. I can have a little bit of a lower carb day. Like, when people talk about intuitive eating, I have always said that for people like myself who struggle their whole lives with obesity, I could never wrap my head around that. But thanks to a GLP-1, I have what I believe is a new understanding of what that means for me. So I know a lot of people use intuitive eating, right, as like this blanket term, but for me, it's something different. It's not having to struggle about, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? It's a lot more natural to me now. And I don't know, it took all the fear out of maintenance for me. I was like, yeah, I get more calories. This is great. I like calories, right? But they're the right kind of calories. So there was this new emphasis on I can eat at this new level and I'm not going to gain weight, right? Which is a lot of what people struggle with when they go into maintenance. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be eating more. I'm going to gain weight. Right? Because we get caught up in that with the scale. But me watching the scale go up and down the same 5 pounds for months now, it just kind of puts it in perspective for me. It's like, yeah, this is what maintenance is. This is what it feels like. So for many people, it would be so stressful to be in a stall like that. But for me, I don't know, I just kind of embraced it and ran with it. And I was like, yeah, okay. You want to stall out? You don't want to lose weight right now? Sure. I'm going to show you. Let's do maintenance calories. Let's get out of this calorie deficit. Let's focus on building muscle, right? And it's just completely changed my perspective. So I hope that answers the question. I got kind of off on a tangent. I got excited. I got a little bit excited. But yeah, I've learned that maintenance is not scary. And I think that until somebody experiences that, right? It can be. It can be. Because it's still your health journey. It's just a different part of it. It's just different. Oh, Brenda's going to watch the replay. She's going to be part of the replay crew. Okay, great. Grant said, glad to have found your channel. I'm type 2 with the diabetes on Mounjaro since January 2025 from 300 pounds to 235. Nice. A1C down from 11.3 to 4.9. Grant, you are killing it, buddy. That's awesome. Good for you. I bet you feel fantastic. I love that. The only thing I will say, and I'm sure this is probably something your doctors mentioned to you, is you want to make sure that you stay on top of that A1C, right? Every 3 months. You don't want it to go any lower. You're doing great. You're right at that cutoff of a normal A1C. You want to stay there. Because if you start to go lower, doctors get concerned. So, but oh my gosh, to have your A1C go down that much in that amount of time, you're doing phenomenal, dude. That's awesome. I love that. Okay. All right. Let me catch up to the questions here because, okay. Nancy says, how can anyone afford 210 per month? Well, in the sense that, right, if they're losing insurance access to a GLP-1, right, that may be their only option, right? I think that eventually we will get to a point where GLP-1s are covered, right? And insurance will stop jerking us all around when it comes to, having access and the prior authorizations and the making us use all these different systems to track our weight. Like somebody was commenting in one of the support groups today about how they just got a letter from their insurance company and they're required to use this certain weight loss program that they have to pay for in order to continue to have access to their GLP-1. And they're going to be evaluated every month. Like, why continue to put pressure on people? Like, losing weight is hard enough as it is. It's doubly hard when your body is broken and doesn't work with you. It works against you and you need a medication, right? To even have success. So, yeah, but many people find that they're able to afford their GLP-1 through a telehealth company because A, they don't have another option, and B, they save a lot of money on food, right? It's, some people will get additional jobs or work overtime. So yeah, I mean, some of these telehealth companies are even more than that. Like if you go through Lilly Direct, it's even more than that. The people in the Zepbound specific groups, they're paying like $500 a pop per month. And that's when I say, why would you do that? I mean, but everybody's in a different situation. So yeah. But I look forward to a time where everybody who wants or needs access to a GLP-1, can get access to it. Also, the other thing to keep in mind is that tryshed.com, they also utilize HSA and FSA, right? So if you are somebody who gets that through your employer, you can then put money away, right, with those health savings plans and then use that to pay for your GLP-1. So there's a lot of different options. Francine says, anyone mentions CVS Caremark and both of my middle fingers flip up involuntarily. Oh my gosh. You're my new best friend. Yeah. It's just painful. It's painful. Okay. All right. Let me check in with the questions. Okay. I've been on 15 milligrams for over 6 months. I'm having screws put in my left foot December 22nd. I had some surgery on the right foot last December, but was on 10 milligrams. I asked my doctor if I need to lower. I'm guessing they're saying lower their dose. Yeah. So for the most part, what doctors want you to do, because GLP-1s slow down your digestive system, they want you to, skip the shot the week before your procedure, right? And of course, you're going to want to talk to your doctor. It's based on the procedure, because they don't want you to have any complications while under anesthesia, right? Because if you normally they say don't eat anything the night before, but if you have delayed digestion, right, you could still have things in your system. So it's just a precautionary thing. But yeah, always talk to your doctor. Make sure that they know you're on a GLP-1 and ask them, hey, what do you recommend for your patients going through this procedure? When should they stop taking it? When should they come back on? And have that conversation beforehand, right? So you know going into it what to expect. Hey, how's it going? Hi, I made it. Well, hello. I'm so glad that you're here. We've hit the 2-hour mark, so I'm running through the questions right now, but make sure you can always watch the replay. By the way, if you are watching this on the replay, make sure you write replay in the comments because I see all of your comments. Okay. Clarification on Lilly Direct. They can only charge the full price for next order if there's a gap 46 plus in filling script. Okay, great. Thank you. If ordered in 45 days, next time it goes back down to the lower price. Perfect. Thank you, Kate. Thank you for that. I think that is something that they will address for next year. At least I'm hoping that they will. So it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward. But thank you for clarifying that. Okay. For the coverage, did you talk about Caremark affected individuals trying Wegovy since it's covered? Did you talk about Caremark affected individuals trying Wegovy? Did I talk about it? I have some videos where people who are on Caremark, right, they lost access to Zepbound and now they're being forced to Wegovy. I do have a couple of videos on that. It's definitely challenging for most of those people, right? Because Wegovy is not as effective as Zepbound and also has more side effects and more severe side effects. So for many people, going from Zepbound to Wegovy is problematic for them. Not everyone, but for a lot of people. So yeah, but I do have some videos on that. Hey, Shannon's here. Greetings from Utah. Love your shorts. Thank you. Are you not splitting dose because you're on NAD? Hey, here comes Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Okay. Are you not splitting dose because you're on NAD? No. So NAD, totally different animal. Okay. Doesn't have anything to do with the tirzepatide. You can take NAD every day, right? If you want to, if your doctor approves you. It's not something that you have to change your tirzepatide dosing. So Shannon, that's a great question. I have switched from split dosing to once a week dosing because I am testing out tirzepatide from the TriShed, right? Which is the telehealth company that I'm using. I like to test things in multiple different ways, right? So that I can give people not only my honest opinion about it, but also so that I can kind of pinpoint if something feels different. I've been on tirzepatide for a long time now. And so if something feels off or different, I notice. So for example, when I first tried split dosing, that was a hot mess. It felt different. I kind of had to do some trial and error and work through things and talk to my doctor. So that was a whole thing. I made videos about that if you want to go watch that. But yeah, so I switched it to once a week so that I can accurately test what I'm currently using. And then I go through a series of split dosing, same thing, right? Just testing it out, seeing how it's going. Some people find it challenging because of the half-life of the medication. So doing a split dose where you're taking your normal dose and breaking it up into 2 injections over the period of the week can be helpful. So yeah, but the anecdotal researcher in me, right, tries to test things out in multiple different ways so that when people have questions or when I make a video covering it, right, I can give you as much information as possible. And spoiler alert, it's feeling the same. I know a lot of people say that, oh, I tried such and such company and it didn't feel the same. And so I switched to another one, right? I have not experienced that. So, but, I always test it to be sure. Okay. It's all about the dog. It's all about the dog. My oncologist is thrilled with my weight loss and labs showing not pre-diabetic. That's awesome. We had disc kids on GLP1. My concern is children getting enough nutrients, but I wish I had access as a teen. Thoughts. So I think that this is something that will be researched and hashed out in the future. I don't know if semaglutide and tirzepatide would be the best option when it comes to teens or children being on a GLP-1. I think that there are going to be a lot of different factors to come into play. And I think that there are not enough pediatric obesity specialists in this country. Like there's only a handful of them. So because of that, I think that the data is going to be slow moving. So I think that it will be an option in the future. I just don't think it's going to be in the near future. But I do think that it can be beneficial, right? Absolutely. And my whole thing, and this is just my opinion, when it comes to people getting access to a GLP-1 before they become morbidly obese, like, I think that is the path to take. Let's not wait until somebody is morbidly obese to treat their chronic disease of obesity. Let's catch it when they're just overweight, right? Which for many people, myself included, happened when I was a teenager. Let's catch it then. Let's catch it before we have a lifetime of obesity and all of the challenges that go with that. So, yeah. But I think that when it comes to getting enough nutrients, right, making sure that, because for children it's trickier because they're growing, right? So it's much higher stakes, if you will. But I think that we'll get there. I don't think that semaglutide or tirzepatide is going to be the right answer. I think it will be another medication that will hit the market in the future. Something, not necessarily retatrutide, but something like that, where there is a higher threshold, less appetite suppression, so that someone who is working with children or teens or preteens or right, they can ensure that they're getting all the nutrients that they need. I think that will be the future when it comes to, the under 18 crowd and GLP-1 meds. But that's just my opinion. I ain't a doctor. But great question. Great question. Okay. It didn't work the second time around. The weight loss has been super slow this time around. I wish I didn't stop. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that experience with us because, like I said earlier, if you get off the meds and get back on, like it's just 50-50. For some people it works. For some people it doesn't. Okay. Hair loss is real. A whole year and a half later and 90 pounds, it's happening. Yeah. We just have to do the best we can. We just have to do the best we can with these medications. You want to make sure you're prioritizing protein, that you are in a calorie deficit that is reasonable for your body. I always recommend, most insurance companies will cover a dietitian. Meet with a dietitian. They can be worth their weight in gold. Even if they can't help you with anything else, they can help you to look at a reasonable calorie deficit based off of your lifestyle. Are you someone who is disabled and you need to focus solely on nutrition because physical activity is not going to be feasible for you? Are you in the older and fabulous crowd and maybe getting in movement is limited for you based off of your mobility, right? Okay. Maybe you're somebody who's got, 6 kids that are running around and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to meal plan. What am I doing? They can help you with all of that. Dietitians are fantastic. So definitely look into that, because again, like 9.9 times out of 10, they are covered by insurance. You may need a referral from your regular doctor to a dietitian in order for it to be covered. Super easy to do. Takes 5 seconds. Okay. The green tulips. My favorite color is green. Love that. How do you know if you need electrolytes? So for many people, the number one indicator is headaches and or muscle cramps. So if you're having restless leg at night, if you are, getting that twitching, right, that kind of happens over here by your eye, that happens. Or you may be getting headaches. You want to look at doing electrolytes. However, you do not need to do the number of electrolytes that people are recommending online. I am the anti-electrolyte influencer. They just like push this hard, and it's not necessary. And not only is it not necessary, but they can have a lot of sodium, so you need to be careful with that. So for example, for me, through trial and error, I have found that doing an electrolyte drink once every 2 or 3 days is all I need, and I'm fine. The other thing that I love, 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 if you are someone like me who is not good at staying hydrated, guilty, is electrolyte chews. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my reviews playlist and watch the video on the electrolyte chews, because I tested every flavor and I can tell you which ones are awesome. And I have been using them ever since I purchased those on my own with my own money. It's not sponsored. I still repurchase them to this day. They are that good, and it's so easy, and it's just like one chew and then you're done. They're great. So if you're thinking about electrolytes, but you're not good about staying hydrated, or you don't like all the sodium or the, right, definitely go watch that video and check it out. Doris says, I love audiobooks. Listening now to Peter Adia's Outlive. Love that. Sherry, with all the question marks. Sherry Frenchie, mom of 2. Does that mean you have 2 Frenchies? Oh my gosh, I see them in the picture. Oh, look, and they're like little opposites of each other. They must be related. Sherry Frenchie, mom of 2. Are they related? Also, what is your question? Because you have lots of question marks. Oh, I think she posted down here. Hang on. She just hit enter too fast. Hold on. I think I see it. Here we go. Okay. You said your Tri-Shed discount makes Tirzepatide $210. Is that not a one-time discount for the amount you pay ongoing? Trying to determine best price available. Yeah. So, I don't know if it's a one-time thing. That's a very good question, Sherry. I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to have to check. I would hope that you could use it every time, right? Because, 30% is awesome. Everybody wants to save money. So, Sherry, I will get back to you on that. That's a very good question. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Okay. Yes, I fall in the thin people category, I guess now. Thanks to Zeb. Yeah, I'm still on it. Will be forever, I suppose. I suppose through 2.5 still has me losing weight. Doctors have been recommending I try 1.25. What an awesome challenge to have. I love that. I love that. I wish for those days for me. I'm on 15 and I'm like, give me the 20. Come on, Eli, Lily, let's come out with the 20 and the 25. When are we coming out with it? Right? So, but I love that for you. That's fantastic. I think that it's really good when people can get such an awesome benefit from even a microdose. Right? I think that's awesome. Okay. Alon says, I'm already on Mounjaro 7.5 and I do not feel much effect. Cheer me up. I am not the one to cheer you up. I am not the one. So 7.5 did the same thing to me. I stayed on it as long as I possibly could and then just went ahead and went up to 10. Now, the upside is 10 was great for me. 7.5, meh. I could take it or leave it. It's not like it was terrible. Like it wasn't hurting me. I didn't have like terrible side effects or anything, but I just didn't lose weight. I didn't have any of the awesomeness, right? But when I went up to 10, I did. So I'm sorry I can't be more cheerful for you with 7.5, but I don't know what it is about 7.5. And it happens to so many people. It's weird. Okay. Lost 162.2 pounds so far. Nice. Great job. That's awesome. On 15, added Vyvanse to help weight loss continue. Okay. I see a lot of people do that. Do you believe NAD plus would help aid me? So, the weight of me, the question for NAD is going to be, are you having fatigue? And are you lacking in energy? Right? And when I say energy, I mean like that motivation, that like get up and go, that kind of feeling, not energy. I can do 20 gabillion jumping jacks. Like that's a little bit of it, but I think people overhype that part. For me, it's like that. I don't have to convince myself to go do something. I can just go do it. Like, yeah, I've got energy. Off I go. Hey, it's done. Off my checklist, right? So, but as far as specifically being related to weight loss, no, NAD does not do anything specific to weight loss. It's not going to help you lose weight. It's not going to make you lose weight. And if you see people out there, I've seen it unfortunately, that are making that claim, that's just garbage. So could it help you if you are having fatigue? Yes. Could it help you with energy? Yes. Could it help you with mental focus, right? Which is a big one for me with ADD. Absolutely. But as far as breaking a weight loss stall or anything specific to weight loss, no, it's not going to do that. But it is good for what it's good for, right? So for example, if you're on 15, you've added Vyvanse and you're having a lack of energy, and having that additional energy means you're more motivated to go work out, then obviously, right, that would help you like in a roundabout kind of way, right? Not directly, but it would help you because it's helping you with your energy, or it's helping you with your focus, right? If you're like me and you get decision fatigue and then you're like, oh my gosh, just forget it. I don't even want to do it anymore, right? That happens to me with the NAD. I'm like, let's go. Let's get it done. Let's do this. Knock it out. 15 minutes later, I'm done. I'm like, yes. So it just depends. But I want people to have a realistic expectation of what it can do for you. So, yeah. But great question. Great question. Okay. Alon says, will I have to take Mounjaro my entire life? My insurance covers the cost, but I do not want to depend on it. So it depends, right? It depends on the person. So for example, if you are somebody who has type 2 diabetes, like I do, then yes, There is the potential that you may need to take it for life. If you have one of the 4 categories of the disease of obesity, right? And I have a video all about that, then yes, you may be somebody who has to take it for life. I think that it's important to understand why you're taking it. For many people, it can help correct a hormone imbalance, right? So, like for women in menopause and who have PCOS, and they had a baby and it's changed how their body functions, right? Same for men, not the baby part, but right, like change in hormones, right? It can help to rebalance all of that. If your body is broken in some way, and that is what is causing you to be insulin resistant and to gain weight, then yes, you may need a medication. But it's not depending on it like you would think, because you still have to do all the things, right? You still have to prioritize protein. You need to eat a healthy nutritional diet, right? Trust me, there are plenty of type 2 diabetics in the diabetes support groups that are not doing their nutrition. They are eating through their Mounjaro and gaining weight, and their A1C is not going down. So you still have to do all the things to address, right, whatever it is that you're taking the medication for. But yeah, this is going to vary based on the individual. Will some people have to take it forever? No. Will some people need to? Yes. And that's not a moral failing on their part, right? Nobody cares about, oh, I'm going to have to take this thyroid medication for the rest of my life because my thyroid's not working properly, right? Nobody cares about that. But because GLP-1s are so expensive, and because insurance makes us jump through all these hoops, and because it's like you have access, you don't have access, you have access, they pull the rug out from underneath you, right? Like, because of all this drama that we have to put up with, this is a valid concern that people have. But I just want to make sure that it is a concern for you based out of cost, and not that you are worried that you are dependent on a medication. If your body is broken, the medicine helps. And that's okay. That's not a moral failing. So I just wanted to reiterate that. But yeah, great question. I think that as time goes on, we will have more and more testing to be able to pinpoint which of the 4 categories of the disease of obesity people have, and how to make a custom treatment with various medications in order to treat it, so that they don't potentially have to stay on a medication for life. But I think we're just not quite there yet. But we will be. We're getting there. Every year we get closer. So, yeah. So, great question. Okay. All right, I got to catch up on the questions because I got to get in the bed. Okay. Kelly Faye says, how cool is this? I'm listening to your live on a plane from St. Louis to LaGuardia. That's awesome. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, good. Okay. Marley said, I just took my first NAD plus injection, used your code, and we'll see how it goes. 4 weeks on tirzepatide through MedV. Ooh, I've been hearing some not so good things about MedV with their customer service, so be careful with that. Still on 2.5 for now. Great. Down 8 pounds. Awesome. Glad I found your channel. Hey, Marley, I'm so glad you found it too. Make sure you come back for next week's live so you can give me an update and let me know how you're doing with your NAD. So far, it has been overwhelmingly positive, and people are like, oh my gosh, I'm right there with you. I wish I had known about this sooner. And I'm like, yeah, me too. So I love that for you. That's awesome. Okay. Hey, Jenny's here. Hello. Just popping in a little while, catching the replay in a couple of hours when I wake up again. It's 3 a.m. here. Thinking about taking a nap. Wake up at 8. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Jenny, for popping in. I love that. Oh no, Nancy, user NAD injection on Amazon? I'm not sure what you're referring to, but you can't get NAD on Amazon. And remember, no, it's through a prescription. It's not on Amazon. I'm not sure what you were looking at there, but yeah. No, if you're looking for a source for NAD, then you can definitely check out tryshed.com. And you can use my coupon code. It'll be both in the description box of this video. It's also in the description box of all of my videos. You just go to the NAD link and it'll take you straight to it. Hey, Mineral Lady. Hello. It's okay. It's okay to be late. You can always watch the replay. My Bitter Chickie says the Comfort Eye Mask travel hoodie is a godsend for an introvert. Yes, I just bought one. I actually got a knockoff version off of Amazon and was so thoroughly disappointed that I said, forget it. When it gets back in stock, I'll get it. I didn't get the color that I wanted, but I was like, forget it. It's always sold out. And if for those of you who don't know what it is, the eye mask travel hoodie from Comfort, it's a hoodie, but inside the hood is an eye mask that comes down over your eyes and your face, right? So that while you travel, right, you can just be comfortable. Okay, can you put photos on YouTube? How would I get one to you? Yeah, so my email address is listed. But yes, if you want to post photos, you can post it in the community section. You'll see where I showed earlier in the show, the post section. You can post there and you can post pictures there. So yeah. Okay. Do tell, you're a seamstress. Yeah. Yeah. So I sew my own clothes. I used to have a company that made hand sewn items. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I love to sew. I don't always have as much time to do it. I actually have a pile of stuff that I need to sew and alter. And the pile is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I just never have time. Because I went from living in a very big house and having my own sewing room to moving to a very small house and not having space for anything. So, but I'm not complaining because living in a smaller place has meant that we are working our way out of debt. So it's all good. But yeah, I'll be sure to, the next time I break out the sewing machine, I'll make a video for you guys. So, or I'll do a live and you can hang out with me while I sew. Oh, goody. Doris, she found the app. Okay, great. Okay, was that a good luck dragon? Oh, the white dragon in the video. It was just a white dragon. Although I have seen videos of people on Sora, which is the app we're talking about with the AI, that have done luck dragons, right? And they're flying around on the luck dragon. Like, I'm telling you, AI is scary for a lot of stuff, but this is the one area where I feel like it could just make people happy, right? Like, who doesn't want to fly around on a luck dragon? Sign me up. I made a video where I'm a mermaid. Thank you. Thank you, app creator. That's just awesome. Okay, all right. I'm going to catch up with the questions. I keep saying that. Okay, here we go. I haven't had a craving for dessert since I was on a GLP1, but I wonder what is the best snack desserts that we can eat. So if I go to a place, I will bring my own food and dessert there. Yeah. So one of the things that I will say that has worked really well for me when it comes to desserts and sweet treats is to just do a smaller portion of what you already like. So for example, at Thanksgiving, I am a sucker for a pecan pie. I love it. It's like basically sugar in a pie form. So what I did was, instead of getting a ginormous slice, right? I just did a little slice and I made sure that I took my digestive enzymes, because anytime that you're doing anything high sugar, right, that can make you have upset stomach while on a GLP-1. So just make sure you hit those digestive enzymes and you're good. As far as doing like a workaround, one of the workaround things that I like to do is I will take a vanilla protein yogurt, any brand, any style, right? If you want coconut yogurt, you can go that route, whatever you like. I will add protein powder to it, mix it up, stick it back in the fridge, pull it out, put toppings on it, and you've got a double protein packed dessert option. And most of the time, it is just sweet enough to satisfy that craving, but you also met your protein goal. So if you're strategic about it, right, you can make substitutions that can be helpful. Okay, how long were you on maintenance before your hair started growing back? So for me, when I started to lose hair, I was in a weight loss phase, right? And I had hit a stall. And what I decided was, instead of to fight the stall and continue to lose weight, I upped my calories to maintenance level. And then I stayed there for like a month. And I immediately noticed, when it was coming to, tracking the hair in the shower, which I talk about that in a video, and in my brush, I noticed that the hair was falling out less and less and less. The other thing that I did was I really got on top of taking my vitamins. Now, I am not one to tell you to take 20 gabillion supplements, right? I don't think that's necessary. For every supplement that you take, you should have a purpose and a plan. You should not just be taking, a hair supplement, a multivitamin, a magnesium, right? Like, people just get really crazy and then they're spending hundreds of dollars on supplements every month. Like, that's not necessary. But what I am saying is, when you're having a challenge like that, it can be a sign of stress. Because remember, our bodies are not meant to be in a caloric deficit for a long period of time. Now, if you are somebody who is losing a lot of weight fast, right, you got to dial that back. So you got to up the calories. Hair loss is a noted side effect. For some people, it's like 50-50. It will either, some people, it'll be just because they're taking the medication, right? They're going to lose hair no matter what. For others, it has to do with caloric intake and stress on the body. So if you can address those things, right? There are some people who figured out that it was just based off of the medication, right? They were doing everything right, had, all their levels checked and everything with labs. And so what they did was they went down in dose and stopped losing weight, and their hair started to grow back. So if it is strictly the medication that's causing you to lose your hair and that's a problem for you, then, right, you can kind of back off a little bit as far as the dosage goes. And for many people, that helped them, and then they were able to go back up in dose. Just remember, your hair is not going to start growing back immediately, right? Your hair grows in phases. And I don't remember the time frame for those phases, so forgive me. I'll have to Google that. But yeah, you just kind of got to work with it. I was made aware of the hair loss as a possibility before I started the medication, when I was researching it. And I just flat out decided, if I lose all my hair, all right, then we'll have some awesome wig videos. I can change my hair every day. So, but that's just the way I look at it. I know that's not the case for many, many people. So when he says, Nancy, I'm paying $4.95. I have a side hustle and use my check from that. The other meds I was on also cost a bunch, so it was a trade. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. Let me catch up. Okay. What compound pharmacy does TriShed use? Yeah, so they use Strive. Strive. Look, that's sushi over there. I'm getting ready to sneeze. I'm sorry. Strive. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm okay. I know. It's gonna be all right. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're a good. I know it's past your bedtime. You're a good girl. I love you. Okay. Okay, we gotta be careful. Be careful. There you go.
Okay. Trying to catch up on the questions. Yes, Strive. Yep, that's who they use. Okay. All right. Dun 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 dun. Dougie. Shed is outrageous. Outrageously fantastic. I agree. Outrageous in what way? Why? You can't be vague, dude, because then I don't know what you're saying. Like, what are you saying? I think they're tubular. Love all your videos. Keep up the good work. Love, love. Thanks, Tess. Thanks. I'm trying to get caught up. And all the questions. Da da da. Da da da. Do 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 do. Catching up. Okay. Looking for the questions. All right, I'm getting caught up here. And then we're going to have to head out. Okay. We're about to have some fun with Dougie here. Dougie! Teach me how to Dougie. You must be new. So we're going to have some fun at your expense. I'm sorry, but you've chosen the wrong one. Shed is for rookies. They sell GLP drops that have been proven not to work. Okay. I'm not sure where you're getting your information from. So for those of you who don't know, let me tell you a little bit about the GLP-1 drops. So when GLP-1 drops first came out onto the market, it was a scam, right? Just like the pills were a scam, just like the lozenges were a scam, just like you see those patches, right? Those are a scam. But what these telehealth companies ended up doing is they started to do their own research that they paid for to create products that can help people, because not everyone is able to do an injection. So, do GLP-1 drops work? If you are getting them from a compound pharmacy, absolutely. Now, are they going to help you lose weight? I haven't seen many people that are successful either on the drops or the pills that have lost weight. But many, many people are using it as an alternative to the injections for maintenance, and they are having success. So just like there's multiple GLP-1s on the market and you just look and see kind of what works best for you, this is one of those things. If you are in a weight loss phase, then I don't recommend doing anything other than the injections, right? That's the most effective option. Like, you go with what's most effective. But if you're somebody who's in maintenance, right, then you may want to look into another option, because a lot of people don't like the injections, and that's okay, right? I love it. I think it's great. I could do injections every day and be totally fine. But it's, it's not a fit for everybody. So yeah. So Dougie, just keep in mind that, things change over time. And yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Shark Week 44. Okay, apparently we're gonna end our night with lots of fun. This is gonna be good. GLP was designed and tested on diabetics, not fatties. I guarantee you, just based off of your username that this is a dude. I guarantee you. So Shark Week 44, again, you guys have picked the wrong one. Is it like the gym bros like all got together and got bored on a Thursday night and they're like, hey, let's jump over and give Fit Favorite Fun a hard time? This is not going to go well for you guys. Like if I'm going through these comments and y'all are being ridiculous, I will roast you. Make no mistake. I will make videos about you. So it's really not a good look. So first of all, if you are somebody who utilizes any number of the 15,000 medications that came out just in the last 10 years, chances are you are using it for something that they found out about after the medication hit the market. So the way our health system works, let me explain this to you, Shark Week, hoo-ha, because obviously you don't know how it works. What you do is you research, you create something, you take it to the lab, you get it going, then you have a testing phase and you have to test it and make sure that it's safe for people. And then once it's approved, you can get it on the market for that designation, right? Which is where the GLP1s came into effect, right? For diabetes. But then what happens is they do more research. And as they do more research, they test for other things. Just like the erectile dysfunction medication that you need was originally designed for people with a heart condition, right? So yeah, why don't you jump into somebody else's comment and, they're live and talk about not fatties. Seriously, dude? Like, what are you, 12? Come on now. That's ridiculous. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Going through. Make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Okay. Okay. Medicare covers a dietitian. Yep. Even most Advantage plans. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Oh, Dougie. Is there no one in your life that pays attention to you? Is that the problem? Do you need somebody to pay attention to you? Okay. All right. This fragile people in the world, they need somebody to pay attention to them. If you're lonely, you can just say that. Like, we could have a real conversation if you want to, instead of whatever this juvenile stuff is. Or maybe you really are a 13-year-old boy. I don't know. It's hard to tell from the picture. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Shark Week. So you're selling diabetics meds to overweight people. Who is selling anything? Shark Week, who on earth are you talking to? There's nobody here selling anything. So what even is this? Again, like, if you're just lonely and you need somebody to talk to, we can have a real conversation. But like, if you're trying to get under my skin, you're just making yourself look stupid. And I would encourage you to go look at my other videos where people have come to troll me in live videos, and then I found them on the internet and proceeded to roast them. I have an entire roasting playlist because sadly, you're not the only one. So if you want that to be you, you can just say that. You can just say, hey, will you do me a favor? I'm lonely and I wish somebody would pay attention to me. Can you roast me? And I'll be like, yeah, sure, I got you. I will hit the Google machine and give you exactly what you want. NAD Plus is available on Amazon in pill form. and it's not going to work. Do not take NAD as a pill. Please do not waste your money. It's not going to work. Do 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 do. Debbie, roast, roast, roast. Yeah. Hey, it's more fodder for me, right? Like, why even waste your breath on Jerk Week 44? Oops, Shark Week 44. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I read everybody's comments. I will reply to you, right? Like, I'll give you what you want. Because what these people don't realize is they think that because it's not their real name or there's a screen name, that there's no way to find them online. Like, and I've said this in roasting videos before, like, I have found all of the information on people. And I don't know, like, people, they think that because they're behind a screen, that they're safe. Perfect example. I was watching a TikTok earlier today, and there was this lady who got a comment from a guy that was just really horrible, right? Just being a troll online. And not only did she find him online, like found his Facebook, found his Instagram, she found out what company he worked for, and then promptly turned around and filed a complaint with that company. And now she's doing all this stuff. It's wild. If you haven't seen that over on TikTok, definitely go check it out. But like, people are starting to roast people, right? That are just, acting like jerks online. And I think it's funny. Troll's gonna troll. Yeah. Well, I mean, every now and then you'll run across somebody that actually wants to have a conversation, right? They just don't know how to have an adult conversation. So that's why I always say, hey, if you want to have a conversation, we can. If not, right? I'm not here to make you a better person. But I will be the lesser person, and I will roast you and make a video about you. And we will all have a good laugh about it. So it's just one of those things. Okay. All right. I think I have caught up to all of the questions. So thank you, everybody who came tonight, who came to hang out, and who had legitimate questions, and they're trying to better themselves. Lonely trolls in their mom's basement. I wish you the best. I wish that, we could have had a real conversation, because believe it or not, I've had trolls that have trolled me before, and they have actually learned something. So it does happen every now and then. Most of the time not, but sometimes they do. Hey, Tara, I just wanted to see you say hello. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. We're done. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Thank you so much for enjoying everything and hanging out with me and asking questions. Make sure that as you exit stage left or stage right, that you hit that like button, like Roxanne says here, because it does help my channel and I super appreciate you. Troll boys, please make sure you hit that like button. I enjoyed interacting with you as well, all in good fun. And as always, be kind, rewind.